I swear, as I was about to post this video, Blizzard released their own talking about SOD, but it basically confirms what I'm saying in this video about the early glyphs, so that's pretty nice.
Let's quickly talk about which runes I think will be the first runes that a player will get in Season of Discovery. I think quite a few runes for each class, but there are some runes that are much more likely to be attainable when we start in the beginning. So let's just jump straight into it. I think if you're looking at the Druid tree or the Druid runes, that we'll be looking at something like Fury of Stormrage could be ideal because it's like 100% mana decrease. Star Search might also be pretty because what I think they will do in general and what you'll see is the trend here in what I am proclaiming is that Blizzard tend to want to increase the activity or the amount of fun, and more abilities equals fun, at least according to Blizzard. So I'm sure that you will be getting a few extra abilities very early on. Star Search could be one. You have only Wrath and Rejuvenation as a Druid and Moonfire, so Star Search could definitely be one. Maybe Fury of Stormwind, I don't think so. But Star Search could be one. Sunfire, another ability that I think. What I do think they might change. This is not rune specific. It's more ability specific. Is that they will allow you to become a cat earlier. So instead of a cat at level 20, you might be able to become a cat at level 10, level 6. Sorry, level 6, maybe level 8. We don't know, but that will definitely open up that you might be getting mangle early on if that's the case. So we'll have to see about that. Let's move on to the next on the list. Hunter. Hunter will most likely get lone. No, kill command for sure. Kill command is the next ability, but it's a 1 minute cooldown, so it might not make it because it doesn't really add too much fun. But what you will probably get is flanking strike. Flanking strike gives you another ability, and it also makes your raptor strike a bit more powerful. You can also see at you can also be looking at Explosive Shot or Chimera Shot as an early one. It will add a little bit of depth. You'll probably be killing every enemy in one shot with Chimera Shot, so maybe with Explosive Shot too. So Explosive Shot and a Chimera Shot probably gonna be the ones. Flanking Strike too. Those are probably ones we're gonna look at. I think Lone Wolf will not be the most attractive because again you don't need an active pet, but you have an active pet, so it'd be like you get it usually like really not. But Icelands and Arcane Blast, without a doubt, the ones that are gonna make it as the first ones for the mage. So let's go back. Let's go to the next. Paladin. Paladin will for sure get their Crusader strike very, very quickly. I have no doubt about it. It would just make sense to give them something else to press than just auto attack, straight up auto attacking, right? Another one they might see could be Advantage Shields. Like if they want you to level as a Prot Paladin and have some damage early on, you might be able to get the Advantage Shield pretty quickly. And then you also have Divine Storm, but again, Divine Storm might be a little bit too powerful for the early, especially when you have the Crusader Strike. So I think that will probably come later. But Crusader Strike is for sure my bet on the first one you'll get. Then we have the Priest. Void Plague. I think Void Plague is something that gives them an extra dot instead of, let's say, Devouring Plague, which we're used to in the later expansion, like Wrath of Lich King going forward. With this, you'll have 2 dots, and with if you're undead, you'll have 3 dots because you have Devouring Plague, but there's a cooldown on the racial Devouring Plague. I think you'll get that one first, and then I think you might also get Shadow with Death as one of the first ones, just to give it that a little bit more activity or active play style. They are looking to put in because I think Blizzard know that classic playstyle is pretty boring compared to modern style. But at the end of the day, I also think personally that's some of the charm about classic, that it's not complex. It's more everything around you to optimize it that makes it complex, not that so much your rotation itself. Obviously, there are outliers to this. Hunter in classic vanilla that has to walk in a melee between arrows. That was brutal. Um, Rogue. Let's see what they have. Let me just mutilate for sure. So you can go dagger to double dagger. You'll probably also get dual will pretty early. Maybe they'll make it just with the druid, so you get dual will early on instead of at level 10. So maybe you get it at level 6. Maybe you get it at the start of the game. I can't see how that will break it, but it will just make it a bit more fun. And then you can get mutilate, I believe, as the first one. Maybe also Shadow Strike. And Saber Strike too, maybe. So these are probably gonna be the most common, most likely, like Saber Slash, Shadow Strike, Mutilate. You have to understand that a common pattern here that I see right now is that gloves tend to be probably the first one you'll get as a player. There might be a reason for that. So probably the gloves one, a Shiv. I don't see why you would get that. Main Gouge, probably, but it would be a bit dramatic if the rogue gets to get 3. But then again, maybe it's just to suit everyone's playstyle. You can only pick one anyway. Shaman will. Let's see what they have a glove. Now I'm just going to take a glove. They will probably get Lava Lash and Lava Burst as their first primary spells. That will make the most sense as well. So probably the gloves are the first ones we will get. Maybe that's the trend I see at the pattern, and maybe that's true or not. But I think that'll be very obvious to give them Lava Lash and if Lava Burst. Molten Blast, I don't know. It is on gloves, but I see that Lava Burst and Lava Lash is for sure the ones to be the first ones to get. I did think just quickly that Dual Wield might be able to, but probably not. Warlock. Again, now I'm just going down to gloves. Yeah, makes the most sense. Maybe not Shadow Ball Volley because it makes your Shadow Ball to AoE, not the point. But hey, it actually got a reduced 20%. I think that's new. That's pretty cool. Or not cool, but it's probably going to make them less OP. I believe they're going to be the best class in the entire expansion or entire season. Chaos Bolt and Horn. Good picks for the first ones. Chaos Bolt, another ability to cast, just like we've just mentioned. Probably be that, right? Haunt, another, if you want to Affliction, go that way. You'll probably not get Demonic Pack, etc. Maybe you will actually Incinerate. Maybe Incinerate. It will be a good one, but it will take over Shadow Ball, right? So maybe not. Again, you might also get your, let's just see, your Demonic Pack. You have a Demonic Pack. I think, no, probably not. I think I'll go with the last two. Warrior, my class, the Warrior. Let's see what they'll get, and let's see if I'm happy. Yeah, Quick Strike, pretty obvious. Get Quick Strike. I mean, this is so easy. Like, instead of spamming freaking Thunder Armor over and over and over, this is gonna be much better. Gonna make some damage. Devastate again if you want to level as tank, just like with Paladin. You get the Avenger Shield, I think. Single-Minded Fury, Dual Wield, so you can actually level as Dual Wield right now. You could before, but now it will make a little bit more damage, also move a bit faster, but I still think Two-Handed Fury will be the go-to spec for leveling, without a doubt. So yeah, those are my beliefs. I don't think you'll get this. Raging Blow could be a good alternative, but again, without Dual Wield, we don't know how Dual Wield works. But this will make Dual Wield do more damage, so they probably won't get this until 20, unless they change that, like Druid. So we'll see about that. Have a good one.